Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Sunday service of Now Creations. It's exciting to be with you today. We have a lot going on, but I just want to reaffirm within you that the most important thing that is going on is what is going on within you. There's no substitute out there for what is going on within you. Your goodness, your love, your kindness, your creativity. So there is a lot going on, but always remember you're at the top of the list. What is going on within you is always the most important thing. But we do have a lot going on. In the past week, you should have received 3 emails. The first one was for our New Year's Day session, and what a wonderful session it was, entitled The Newness in You. Please view it. It's about 1 hour. And then secondly, you received another email called The Blue Dot. 3.5 minutes, but incredibly powerful. I encourage you to watch it as well. And then lastly, an email containing our monthly thoughts. Every month we're going to present the monthly thoughts to you by way of an email. They are still on our website under monthly thoughts, but just makes it easier sometimes if you can receive it in an email. Please view them. It'll just take maybe 1 or 2 minutes to go through them, but they are fun. And then this afternoon, we have the sighting possibility of our ET experience at 2 o'clock this afternoon here in Youngstown. We'll report back to you in a timely manner. And then tonight at 6 o'clock, we'll be having our open forum. We'll be having a testimonial from Nancy, and I certainly welcome all of you to join us from 6 to 7:30. Just go to our website, click on Study Groups, and scroll down to Open Forum, 6 to 7:30. Having said that, let me now proceed to today's teaching. It really has been a great joy to receive so many responses from last week's teaching entitled, I'm Here in a Body. It's obvious that attention to our bodies is a very important part of our lives here on the planet. A few phrases that have caught my attention from additional reading I have done are, wake up, you live here on the planet. Secondly, a new meaning to the party invitation BYOB. Now the invitation reads, bring your own body to the party. And lastly, the phrase, come to your senses, does not mean so much think about it, but rather come to experience your senses of touch, smell, sight, hearing, and tasting. So these comments, really fun, have prompted me to present a further teaching. You are here in a body. This will be part 2, and there's probably going to be a part 3 next week. Let's begin. In part 1, I focused on the exercises of the body, from meditation to a daily 30-minute walk. In part 2, I want to focus now on 3 particular things concerning our relationship to the earth in very practical ways. Our relationship to the earth. But before I focus on these 3 very practical ways, let me make a few introductory comments. First of all, if you did not view the film on YouTube entitled The Earthing Movie, I very much encourage you to do so. It provides some very important food for thought. The Earthing Movie, free on YouTube. Secondly, let me also clearly affirm that you are not your body. You are an eternal soul. You are an eternal spirit. But while you are here on earth, you live in a physical body, and you need to be attentive to it. And we like to say that, in a sense, the body is our earth suit. The body is our earth suit. It's not who we are, but it is what we have. We have a body as long as we are in the material realms, and the body is the vehicle through which the soul expresses. Thirdly, I am certainly not here to tell you how to direct your body. Your soul will know what to do far beyond what I can suggest. But I do think that these three practices will be good reminders that might be very helpful to you. And then a fourth point. By now you know that I think very practically about spiritual teachings, and I like to apply the same following principles to the body. Spiritually, I always encourage you with these two thoughts. Does it feel right? And secondly, does it work for your growth? Does it feel right? And will it work for your growth? I think these two things are very clear to you. And if you invoke them, yes, it does feel right. Yes, it does work for my growth. Why would I then not do them? Now, I want to apply the same principles to the body in these suggestions I'm about to make. Again, do they feel right and do they work? So I simply ask you to give them some consideration. And then, if they do feel right and they seem to work, then just ask yourself, why wouldn't I do them? So let me begin with my first consideration. My first consideration is an addendum to something that I do regularly, namely taking a 30-minute walk outdoors. Now, what I want to add to the practice is to ask you to think more and more of not just taking a daily walk, but to the degree that you're able to do so, to take a walk in nature, a walk in the woods. Now, as refreshing as this sounds, and as much as I would encourage you to do so, I realized that my daily walk outdoors is done here in the city of Youngstown. So I had to see things differently, as the Course in Miracles makes it so clear so often. I realized that I had to see things differently. Even though I was going for a daily walk, I truly understood that I was usually walking in my mind. I was walking in my head. I would walk outside, but so easily could get caught or immersed in my thinking. Anything from what I was going to have for dinner later on to how I might present some more sessions in one of our study groups. I was quite aware that I was still in my head. And I really don't care for a walking meditation. Quite frankly, it just never appealed to me. It was then that I clearly realized that I had to come to my senses. I had to come to my senses, to take my walk, but in the process, to be alive to my 5 senses, not just thoughts in my mind. So I decided to do this, to come to my senses. The first day this occurred, that I came to my senses, it just happened to be raining outside. So the first thing I heard as I stepped out of my house was the pitter-patter of the raindrops on my umbrella. I immediately thought about the fact that I had played drums for many, many, many years. And while I was certainly not a rock star drummer, I did play in our high school band. And I played in a 5-piece combo throughout my high school days. Quickly, my thoughts went to our high school band uniforms for whatever reason, the yellow and the red, the Mooney colors. And then I thought of our band director. He was a very talented person. And then my mind went to all of the members in our percussion section, as well as to the guys I played with in my combo, which was very beautifully called the Royal Cavaliers. As I said, we were not rock stars. but we did have fun, and it paid for my tuition through high school. Well, by the time I perused my drumming, I realized that I was about 1/3 done with my walk, and I noticed how pleasant the walk now was, since I had come to my senses. There was more. As I continued to walk in the rain that day, I noticed how the wind had picked up. It was then that I noticed how the wind had chilled my face. And perhaps like you, my nose began to run. Coming to the senses of the touch of my face and my nose was kind of fun. And I took out my handkerchief and cleaned my runny nose. As I progressed, I had just watched the Carl Sagan movie, The Blue Dot, which I can't too much recommend to you. Such a wonderful 3.5-minute understanding of life. And as I thought about that, and as my feet hit the pavement with each succeeding step, I was reminded of two things. The first one was that the forces of gravity keep us here on the earth, rather than allowing us to fall off. And secondly, how really, in a sense, we just are a blue dot in the cosmos. What seemed to me, in a sense, to be a rock-solid earth is only a dust fragment in the cosmos. Quite a sobering thought, especially as we are preparing for the ET sighting this afternoon. Well, by now, I had finished my walk, pretty much without thinking, because I had come to my senses. I celebrated the event by bringing my neighbor's recycling bin to his back door. Something that I had noticed before, but had not seen. This coming to my senses was pretty cool. One last comment. Now, going for that walk, preferably in nature, seems to be much more refreshing than walking on a treadmill in your house or at a gym. Not that these things are bad, but from a daily basis, it's just so much easier to go outdoors if possible. And again, your contemporary situation will be a direction for you, and you'll know what to do. But so oftentimes in a gym, you have blaring music, or you have blaring newscasts. Well, I simply ask, what feels better? What works better? Are you trying to build a hard body or a softer heart? It's kind of the same thing that people feel when they seem to want to take a vacation or go on a cruise. While a vacation or a cruise takes you out of your geographical place, it often does not take you out of your head space, your head place. There's still concerns about getting to your transportation arrangements on time. Still concerns about your ever-present mobile phone, from which you probably really do need a vacation. And of course, anything from how's the stock market doing, as also whether or not I'm getting a tan. And then there's the eating and the drinking, or one might say the splurging, that adds weight to your body and a heaviness to your mind. The vacation has been anything but a coming to your senses. If anything, you have dulled your senses and more. For that sweet walk in the woods. For that sweet walk in the woods, which many of us are doing more and more. The second practical earth experience, digging in the dirt. While I realize this is not everyone's cup of tea, one does wonder, in a sense, how we can get so far removed from our imagination. Do you remember when you were a kid and you fashioned those beautiful mud pies that won everyone's approval? Or do you remember when you were splashing through mud puddles? The bigger the splash, the greater the joy. Now, as many of you know, and I know many of you, I'm a gardener. I love growing things, especially vegetables. And to this day, much to my own surprise, I do grow much of my own food, and I freeze it for the wintertime. Many of you, however, are not so much into plants, not so much into vegetables, as you are into plants. And many of you treat your respective blooms, those respected beautiful plants, as your joys of life, which they are. When we dig in the dirt, something seems to take over. You smell the soil. You see those worms at work, and you can't wait to plant that seed, that bulb, or that seedling, your babies, into your Mother Earth. Even the most sophisticated ladies in garden groups long to dig in the dirt to plant their beauties. Well, what is it that makes digging in the dirt so attractive? May I suggest to you the reason, in less attractive terms, is that you enjoy digging in the dirt because you are the dirt. In certainly a more sophisticated package, or in more uplifting terms, your body is of the earth, of the dirt. That's why a part of you, your body, resonates with the earth, because you are from the earth. Thus, while you are more than your body, the truth is that you do have a body that is of the earth. Your body has come from and is nourished by the earth's abundance. Your body has come from and is nourished by the earth's abundance. Again, this doesn't mean that you don't have emotions, thoughts, and a soul force, but they all need the body, your earth suit, to express themselves. That's what you're doing here. You are expressing your creative soul force, your thoughts and your emotions through the body. That's what we're doing here. Our soul force, our creative thoughts and emotions get expressed through the body. You are in the material realms at this time. You're not in the ethereal realms. You're not in the astral realms. You're not in the celestial realms. You are in the material realms right now by your choice. Wake up! You are here on the earth so that you can experience the earth in ever more creative ways. It has been your choice to do so. Now, let me take you back just for a moment to one of my functions when I was a priest. On Ash Wednesday, the beginning of the season of Lent, coming in a couple of months, in many Christian traditions, there is a placing of ashes on the foreheads of the parishioners in the form of a cross. It has been and continues to be an ongoing practice. as the minister who was making the sign of the cross from the ashes which were burned from the palms of Palm Sunday, the prescribed formula was, "Remember, man, thou art dust, and into dust thou shalt return." Well, while surely the body would return to dust, the dust of the earth, I never felt comfortable in saying to a person, "Remember, you're only dust, and to dust you will return." I always felt that God had something a little bit more creative for us, and I never thought we would just go back to the dust of the earth. So while I recognized that the body would return to dust, our souls, however, are eternal living creations. So I would change the dust formula, "Remember, man, that thou art dust, and into dust thou shalt return," into something which for me was a much more real perspective, such as follow Jesus, or bring heaven to earth, or believe in the gospel. The point being that while we are here on earth as a physical being, our physicality is truly a vehicle simply for our soul's expression. The key is always to take care of your body so that you might express the beauty of your soul. I just say that again. The key is always to take care of your body so that you might express the beauty of your soul. Again, we are here in the material realms for the time being. For the time being. For the being in time. BYOB, bring your own body, but please don't think that the body is who you are. Take care of your body. Come to your senses, but please don't lose sight of your soul. Allow your body to assist, not to dominate. It can be such a delightful partner. It is just not a very good guide. So in conclusion, well, as you probably found, I did not get to the third practice of nature. So we'll do one more. I'm Here in My Body, Part 3, next week. In the meantime, may you come to your senses and see perhaps what you were missing. Remember these words. The body is more than a rented office space from which you do life. I'll say it again. The body is more than a rented office space from which you do life. BYOB. BYOB. Let me now take you into meditation, and what a joy it is to do so. Let us begin as we are wont to do by simply having that intention to love our bodies, And let us begin as we are wont to do by simply focusing on the breath, just breathing in and breathing out, and allowing the rhythm of our breathing to carry us. Please begin. Did you notice how quickly you went into the inner you? It took just a few seconds to move into the inner you. You're beginning to know the inner you ever more clearly. The inner you, right here, right now, right where you are, is a conscious presence. Let me just say it again. What you are experiencing in your inner you, and I in mine, is a conscious presence. This is your soul self. Would you simply enjoy your soul self for a moment? This is you. This is you. And your soul has these thoughts, these ideas, these creative notions that you love to express. And with these thoughts come attendant emotions. It's fun. It's joy. There's a creative happiness for you to be able to think and emote, to allow your soul to express itself. What joy! And yet, without a body to express these thoughts and emotions, here in the material realms, we couldn't do it. Your body is not of the soul. Your body is of the earth. Is your soul an identity and a body what you have? Of course. Is the soul the ultimate guide? Of course. But the soul is in partnership with your body. Your body is of the earth. So when you go to eat lunch today, just think of what you're doing. You're taking in the abundance of the earth to nourish your body. Now, is your soul still guiding you? Of course. You're not just having beer and chips and dip, but you're eating nourishing things, things that make you feel good, help you to function better. But just realize that you are here visiting Mother Earth. You have come into the material realms. You're now here on the planet for a visit. Now listen closely. The earth is not a permanent retirement center. But you can stay as long as you want. As long as you allow your soul to guide you. Now, is this not true? Where you are sitting right now, when you are feeling this presence within you right now, this non-physical energy, this vitality, do you not feel your body being enlivened by your soul? I mean, don't you feel that? There's an aliveness in you, a vitality. And this soul energy, this vitality, are you not experiencing it more and more as a living light? It's a knowing. You have become a living light in a physical body. You have completed the experiment of merging spirit and matter. Soul and body. Come to your senses and just enjoy every one of them. When you open your eyes, the beautiful sights that await you, your ability even to hear these words, to smell what's cooking, to taste what's cooking, and to feel a hand to your face. By your choice, you won't be here forever, but by your choice, enjoy the experience while you are. For the time being, in the time being. Being in time. Please give the divine a first-class experience of being in the body. Create through your body. Come to your senses. Bring your own body to the party. Wake up. You live here on the planet. Again, just be careful. Don't let your body use you, but would you please use and enjoy your body. And as we listen to the music of the Namaste, again, focus on your body to be revered as the creation of you and of our Mother Earth.
I
I feel that you have enjoyed the presentation as much as I have in presenting it to you. Just a last word. When you go to eat today, just remember the mother who is feeding you. Namaste, dear ones. Namaste.